covered with an entire year's worth of mire. For these volunteers, getting dirty is just part of the job. Buoys can measure 26 feet long and 8 feet wide. They can weigh up to 20,000 pounds.
You just did that buoy.
Barnacles, mussels, and seaweed on the bottom.
You guys being recorded without you knowing it?
I wonder if this was during Fleet Week, because we had like 2 PAs on board, but I was on the bridge like doing logs and shit. I wasn't really paying attention to what they were doing.
To the sea floor, making them a danger to ships.
Imagine running a fiberglass boat to a steel buoy or even
No, that's the last CO. So it wasn't this one. This is the last CO. There's Mr. Wren.
This large buoy is the first catch of the day. The crew must first get this 10,000-pound piece of floating steel aboard.
This must have been like right before I got there, because they went to
2 weeks.
The ship's captain is careful so close to the buoy. Some squatters have taken up residence on this particular buoy. Seals and birds use buoys as their own personal bathrooms. The crew is most vulnerable when the buoy is first pulled from the water. The 10,000-pound buoy hangs precariously over the deck.
You don't want to be in any pinch points, hot spots is what we call them. You don't want to be there because you could get squished.
Yeah, I never seen that.
The crew attacks the mud once the buoy is lashed to the deck. The Coast Guardsmen are armed with sharp spades and powerful hoses. Sharp, broken mussel shells fly all over the deck.
The biggest, nastiest parts when everybody jumps in there with their scrapers and starts scraping the mussels and the seaweed down.
These last
It gets on the deck, it gets all over your clothes, it gets in your mouth, gets in your face. I mean, it gets everywhere. And you try to keep your mouth closed so you don't get too much in it and eat it.
One of the dirtiest jobs is removing the heavy pin from the chain. This pin connects the chain to the buoy and must be cleaned or replaced. Sometimes all the grime makes the pin stick. The Coast Guardsmen bring out the heavy machinery. The crew must first replace the pins that connect the buoy to its chains before setting the buoy back into the water. Is free of mud, mussels, and barnacles after 30 minutes of intense work. But the deck is now dirty and must be cleaned. The crew cleans the dangerous deck. They sweep and shovel hundreds of pounds of marine life over the side. The work is exhausting.
100-degree weather, as well as moving heavy weights, dragging cane across the deck, it can get pretty tiring, 7, 8, 9, 10-hour days.
One of the filthiest jobs on the ship is cleaning the buoy's tight corners.
Seals leave a lot of deposits on the buoys, so that'd probably be the nastiest.
The most disgusting thing on the buoys is the guano, especially when I have to climb up to maintain a light and I have to crawl through guano from the birds. That's disgusting.
The sun bakes the mussels and barnacles. They begin to rot and stink.
It's very stinky out here when we actually scrape the buoys, but then also days later. There's a lot of places on the buoy deck where buoy critters, as we call them, can hide. And even though we clean it as much as we can, days later you might walk out here and be like, woo, it stinks.
After a long day, the crew is covered in mud and grime. The job is filthy and exhausting. For these Coast Guard crew members, getting dirty is all in a day's work.
I like getting dirty, I like getting my hands in there, and I like doing something that I see results. It's actually a sense of pride for guys who work on the buoy deck. If you don't get dirty, you're not doing your job right.
Guard cutter can get very dirty.